Welcome to the Absa Cape Epic, the Untamed African mountain bike race. This video will provide you with some important information to help you settle into your life over the 8 days at the Absa Cape Epic, out on the route as well as in the race village. The prologue and seeding. The 2017 Absa Cape Epic kicks off with a prologue hosted on Mirandale Wine Estate in the Durbanville Wine Valley, about 30 minutes outside of Cape Town. The prologue is a race against the clock in which teams set off at set intervals from 6:45 a.m. Amateurs leave at 25-second intervals. The professional teams go off last at 1-minute intervals, and the last 10 teams at 2-minute intervals. It is crucial you arrive at least 20 minutes prior to your allocated start time for the call-up, and that you report to the sign-in as a team. Your finishing position in the prologue decides your seeding group for the start of Stage 1 in Hermanus the following morning. Most days have staggered starts to help spread out the field to ensure that there is no congestion on the trails. Your seeding is adjusted every day and is calculated according to your team's position in the overall classification. The applicable start sheets for the next morning will be published with the final results of the day's racing. Maximum stage times. Teams must finish each stage within the maximum stage time. You will be given a certain number of hours to complete each stage. Each day's allotted hours are listed in your final race packs that you'll receive at registration, as well as at the nightly rider briefings. Maximum stage times are measured from the official start time of each group, and these will be strictly enforced. Bear in mind that distances published may vary from those measured on your own unit. This could be for a variety of reasons, most often because of the differences in settings and measuring technologies used. Attend the nightly rider briefings in the dining marquee to receive the latest updates on this, as well as info on trail conditions. Separation time penalties. The Absa Cape Epic is a team race and riders must remain within 2 minutes of one another at all times. Teams not obeying this rule will receive a 1-hour time penalty. A third offence will lead to disqualification, so stick with your partners. Checks are performed at random points en route, not just at the timing mats. Right of way. The Absa Cape Epic takes you through the most picturesque parts of the Western Cape. You'll be traversing unspoiled nature reserves, only accessible on bike or foot, as well as private farmlands, with many farms being at the peak of their harvesting season. While this often makes for welcome spectators and interactions with the locals, it also means you need to be aware of farm traffic. Yield to anything that looks more solid than you. At times, the race will need to make use of public roads. Remember, in South Africa, we drive on the left-hand side of the road. Do not cross the middle line and take extreme caution of cars. Normal traffic rules apply. Marshal's instructions are to be obeyed at all times. Route marking. The route is marked with red arrows and blue and white bush markers. After every turn, you will find bush markers in the form of bunting tape to reassure you that you are on the right track. If you haven't seen any blue and white bush markers for several kilometers, you've probably taken a wrong turn. Yellow bunting tape is used to close off roads. Make sure you follow blue and white. 3 down arrows indicate a dangerous section ahead. Be warned and use extreme caution here. We cannot mark every drop and rock. This is mountain biking after all. So when you see a danger board, watch out. Don't get confused by the no entry symbol. These are put up to ensure only cyclists but no motorized vehicles enter, as in most cases there is single track ahead. No GPS tracking. Much of the route traverses private land and is only accessible for mountain bikers on race day. To protect the privacy of the landowners and avoid proliferation of GPS tracks covering private sections, GPS tracking of the route is not allowed. Water points. While it can be cold in the early morning hours, temperatures of 30 degrees plus during the day are common. It is important that you stay adequately hydrated and use sun protection. We recommend that you have capacity to carry 3 liters of water. Don't be fooled by seemingly short distances between water points. As a rule of thumb, if these distances are short, be sure that it's going to be hard. On most days, there will be 3 water points on the route where you can fill up with water, Energade, Coke, as well as fruit and Woolworth snacks. You will also find a free bike lube service from Muckhoff, as well as a sunglasses cleaning station courtesy of Oakley at water points 2 and 3. Water point 1 each day features a strip stop, where you can place any unwanted cycling kit into a bag, label it, and collect it back in the race village from the shower zone. Water point 2 and 3 each day features a USN stand, where you can stock up on a variety of USN products to keep you fueled for the day's racing. All water points feature neutral tech zones brought to you by Scott Sport, which are manned with experienced mechanics and carry a limited supply of basic, crucial replacement parts, including Mitas tires, to repair your bike to get you to the finish. However, please make sure to carry any equipment that is specific to your bike, like derailleur hangers and quick links. This service is free, but you will need to pay for any spares, so be sure to carry a credit card. Your credit card may also come in handy if you're unfortunate enough to end up in the hospital. No outside assistance. Each year, the race attracts more and more followers and private supporters. Daily spectator points allow fans access to the route to view the race. Please encourage your supporters to join in the festivities of the race. Information for spectators is available in the official ride guide, online, and at the race office. To make the race fair for everybody, no outside assistance is permitted, no matter which corner of the world riders have travelled from and how many supporters they have at the race. You are only allowed to accept nutrition or mechanical help at the designated water points from the official race service providers. For obvious safety reasons, supporters are not under any circumstances allowed to drive on the route that cyclists follow. Please ask your supporters to be aware of all the rules and restrictions. As mentioned before, this information is listed in the ride guide, available at the race office and online at cape-epic.com. No littering en route. The Absa Cape Epic route will take you through some of the most pristine areas and nature reserves, and we aim to protect our environment to be enjoyed for decades to come. We only use fully biodegradable lube and bike wash solutions. We recycle water as well as packaging and do not tolerate any littering on the route. Any deliberate littering will lead to disqualification. What if you cannot continue riding? This is the scenario nobody wants to think about. That's why we have to talk about it. What happens if something happens? Report any accidents to the next race official or call the emergency number 010-205-3019. You will also find this number in your registration pack. Make sure to save it on your phone. When reporting any accident, it is important that you notify us of the race number of the injured rider. Tracking. Each team is provided with a tracking unit. In addition to allowing your friends, family, and the rest of the world to follow your race online, the unit is also equipped with an emergency button. In case of an emergency on the route, simply press the button and hold it in for 3 seconds. This will allow our medical emergency teams to accurately locate your position and dispatch help immediately. If you are pulling out of the race, you must report to the medics. You'll recognize the roaming medics by their bright yellow or orange Mediclinic jackets. In addition, you'll find the Mediclinic Medics Gazebo at each water point where you can receive medical assistance. Back at the race village, Mediclinic offers a full race hospital. The facility closes at 8 p.m., but try and get there as early as possible after finishing the day's riding and, if your injuries allow, after having had a shower. The race hospital reopens at 6 a.m. This is mainly used by riders visiting the ever-popular bum clinic. The medics are not permitted to administer a rider's medication, and they are aware of the anti-doping control regulations. Blue board riders. If you did not finish a stage for whatever reason, whether it was for medical reasons, technical, or because you simply didn't make it within the maximum stage time, you will be allowed to continue riding the next day. You will be given a blue number board, but will not qualify as an official finisher. Should you not finish a second stage, or decide not to start any of the following stages, your number will be removed permanently and you are not allowed to continue riding. Be sure to report to the race office, where you will be assisted with transport arrangements. A rider whose partner has dropped out of the race is allowed to continue riding on his own. For any further information, read up on the race rules. These apply to everybody, not just the racing snakes. Copies are available at the race office. Life in the race village. Arrival in the first stage town. As you cross the finish line after each stage, simply hand your bike to one of our helpful bike wash assistants, who will wash your bike and store it in our secure bike park. You will receive an SMS once your bike has been placed in the bike park. In the meantime, you can fuel up at our Woolworths Recovery Zone to replenish those lost calories, or relax and recoup in the USN post-race zone. Collect your Chicon rider bag from the rider bag truck and find yourself a tent in the race village. Remember to clearly mark your tent with your tent tag that you received in your registration pack. For those of you on the premium package, our guest house accommodation option, your host will be waiting for you at the finish line to take you through to your guest house accommodation. Should your bike require any maintenance, take it to one of the service partners in the Trade Tech zone as early as possible. They tend to get very busy in the afternoon. Other services available in the race village include our amped cell phone charging facility, free wireless by Dimension Data, the Sunto service stand, and the Absa Rider Lounge. The Absa Rider Lounge, with all its luxuries, is available to all riders. Dinners are served from 6 until 7:15 in the dining marquee. Be sure to have your accreditation with you. Access to the dining marquee is restricted to riders only. Your supporters are welcome to frequent our popular chill zone. It's important that you attend the nightly race briefing, which takes place immediately after the awards ceremony in the dining marquee each evening. This is where you will be informed about the following day's stage, and in particular about any route changes and other important updates. Our friendly race office staff are there to assist you with any questions or problems you might have. From all of us at the Absa Cape Epic, we wish you the very best of luck for the race. Awaiting you is a week of viewing on life from a new angle, strengthening old friendships, forging new bonds, absorbing the electric atmosphere of the race village, and experiencing the most spectacular scenery the Western Cape has to offer. Absa Cape Epic riders from all over the world have finished calling Race Week the best 8 days of their lives. We hope you feel the same when you cross the finish line of the grand finale at Veldervie Estate. Enjoy and good luck.